Legal agreements are the foundation of business relationships, protecting both parties and clearly defining expectations. Whether you're entering a business partnership, hiring a contractor, or leasing property, understanding how to create a proper legal agreement is essential for minimizing risk and preventing disputes. A legal agreement between two parties is a binding document that outlines mutual obligations and protects everyone involved. For an agreement to be legally valid, it must contain several key elements: an offer, acceptance of that offer, consideration or exchange of value, legality of purpose, and capacity of the parties to enter into the agreement. Creating a legal contract begins with determining whether your situation warrants a formal agreement. Not every transaction requires a contract, but when significant value, time, or risk is involved, documenting terms becomes crucial. Once you decide a contract is necessary, identify all parties clearly, using full legal names and business titles when applicable. The heart of any agreement is the detailed description of what each party will provide or receive. This section should be comprehensive yet clear, outlining exactly what services, products, or payments will be exchanged. Break this information into short, readable paragraphs to ensure understanding by all parties. Every solid legal agreement includes essential clauses that address potential issues. Payment terms should specify amounts, due dates, and accepted methods. Duration and termination clauses outline when the agreement begins, ends, and how either party can end it early. Confidentiality provisions protect sensitive information, while dispute resolution clauses establish how disagreements will be handled. The governing law clause identifies which state's laws will apply to the contract interpretation. This becomes particularly important when parties are located in different jurisdictions. Without this clause, determining which laws apply could become a complex legal issue. Different situations call for different types of agreements. Business partnership agreements outline roles and profit sharing between partners. Service agreements detail professional services provided by one party to another. Independent contractor agreements establish terms for freelance work. Lease agreements cover property rental terms, while sales agreements document the transfer of goods or property. When using a legal agreement template, customize it for your specific situation rather than relying on generic language. Remove any clauses that don't apply to your circumstances and add provisions that address your particular concerns. Use clear, straightforward language throughout the document to avoid confusion or misinterpretation. While verbal agreements can sometimes be legally binding, written contracts provide significantly more protection. They create clear expectations, serve as evidence of the agreement, define remedies for breaches, and establish professionalism between parties. The small investment of time in creating a written agreement can prevent costly misunderstandings later. In today's digital world, electronic execution and storage of contracts has become standard practice. Under federal laws like the ESIGN Act, electronic signatures are legally valid for most agreements. Using secure platforms like DocuSign or Adobe Sign provides additional security through encryption and audit trails. Store digital contracts in secure cloud environments with appropriate access controls to maintain their integrity. A basic template structure includes identification of parties, purpose of the agreement, terms and conditions, payment details, confidentiality provisions, termination clauses, governing law, and signature blocks. This framework can be adapted to most two-party agreements while ensuring all critical elements are addressed. Creating effective legal agreements doesn't always require an attorney, especially for straightforward arrangements. However, for complex or high-value contracts, professional legal review can identify potential issues and ensure your interests are protected. Remember that a well-crafted agreement serves not just as protection in case of disputes, but as a roadmap for a successful business relationship.